Welcome to Cabinet on Tuesday, 16th of April 2018. We've got 4 items on the agenda and we've got a deputation as well. I'll bring you in at the right time. Membership of the committee, we've got a few apologies from Councillor Cassie Scott, Councillor Mus Khan, and that's it. They're both on sick leave. Item 2, minutes of previous meeting, are they correct record? Thank you, members. Any interest? If you've got any interest, please complete the form. Admission of the public. We've got the public here. Welcome. We've got a deputation on Almonbury High School. You've got 5 minutes to give your deputation. So if you want to speak, just press the big button. And over to you. Ready when you are.
We've got a few concerns. Right, okay. We've got a few concerns. Obviously, we've seen that they've prepared to redraw the catchments for the different schools that are surrounding, and we don't understand why it can't be redrawn for Amber Community School to increase numbers. The last meeting that it was stated that nobody had touched Amber Community School for Academy. But we understand that someone approached from the Calderdale and expressed an interest on taking on, and this obviously was refused. So we'd like this confirming, if possible. And we also wanted to ask what kind of research has been done for obviously to do with the school closure, of the kind of effects that it'll have on the children with regards to the mental health and behaviour.
We also want to know why Kirklees are telling the office not to accept pupils when the school is still running.
Another major concern that we have is what is actually going to happen to the land and the buildings if the school closes and they move the juniors down to the primary school that is now. There's a massive amount of land and buildings there. What's going to happen to them? Also, the sports facilities that are attached to the school, they are, or they have been, built under a lottery grant, lottery funded. Am I correct in thinking that that funding would have to be paid back to the lottery if anything happened to the school and then facilities were to close? That's just a concern. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask Councillor Masood Ahmed, the portfolio holder, to respond.
I didn't get everybody's name, but thank you for those questions, and we'll get back to you with regards to those questions at the moment of the deputation that you're presenting. And as you can appreciate, there's a live consultation in place at the moment. Some of your parents have been to one-to-one consultation meetings, and those are still ongoing, so I don't want to really jeopardise the process that's currently live at the moment. And thank you for your deputation.
Okay, like lead member says, there is a consultation in process. Carry on engaging with that process. All views will be taken into account, and we'll get back to you. There is no public question time, sorry.
No, I know that. I just wondered, have we used that all our 5 minutes?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Item number 6, member question time.
Hello, thank you very much. Martin Monroe. In relation to Almonbury Community School, on which part of the building does the PFI, or has the PFI been taken out on? For the most part, the building predates the advent of PFI contracts. All right, sorry. And my second question is in relation to the sports centre. If the school closes, what what will happen to that, and in relation to funding as well. My second question is it relates to an article I've read in the Independent newspaper, 5th of July 2018. Schools judged as inadequate by Ofsted that remain with their council are more likely to see their ratings improve. The Local Government Association, which represents councils in England, says its findings provide compelling evidence that councils should be allowed to intervene in this way when schools are failing. So I want to know why this can't happen in this case. And then I have a question in relation to why the council it seems hypocritical in relation to the last question, but it's also a question about academisation. Under Section 4 of the 2006 Act, using the Secretary of State's powers, and Section 4, the regional school commissioners can make an academy order in respect of a maintained school, either on the application of the school's governing body or by intervention by the Regional Schools Commissioner. I want to know why the school governing body hasn't gone down that route. Sorry, no. I understand that all pupils who have applied for Almondbury Community School secondary provision will be able to go this year, 2019, September 2019. So my next question is, will pupils currently in Year 5 still be able to apply for ACS for September 20 entry, and will they be accepted? And then I've just got some questions from the parents in relation to the academy, Berkshire Academy, which was in special measures, and it's been turned around. Parents would like to know why that can't happen with Almondbury Community School. A further question, again from parents. They're concerned about potential for problems if children are moved to King James's, because they feel there'll be rivalry, because there's already rivalry there between King James's school children and children who go to Almondbury Community School and Newsham. So they're really concerned about problems, social problems at the school. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Munro. Councillor Ahmed, do you want to answer them?
Thank you, Councillor Munro. You've raised quite a number of questions, and quite clearly, as you're aware, there is a live consultation process in place. There's a number of questions that you've just asked. You've already had answers to via email already, and I can date you quite a number of emails you've been sending me separately to the officers. I can list you every single date and time those emails have gone, so I don't really want to go through each single point that you've just raised with me just now. In terms of the parents' questions, if parents have got questions, there is a consultation still in place. They can go to that consultation and raise those questions. You've raised stuff around the PFI, you've had questions, answer to that. You've raised questions about the secondary provision, you've had answers to that as well. So all your questions you're relating to have been answered already by officers. If you've got specific questions, you can still ask officers or go to and comment on the one-to-one consultation process. And you've had some one-to-one meetings with my officers as well.
Thank you, Councillor Ahmed. Just one point. It disappoints me that you've asked these questions and you've got a response. And I've got no hesitation or no objection you coming to the chamber and asking questions. But I think, to me, we're going through a process and a phase. And you mentioned rivalry and the kind of issues you've raised, really, right, yeah, you know, you've raised already. And I just sort of question please let me finish. I question your intentions of coming here, because you mentioned rivalry, right? I would expect ward councillors, irrespective of whichever party they come from, to actually make sure that there is harmony within the community. because, you know, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our children come first, put it someone's side, and basically, right, yeah, you know, the way you've come across Councillor Monroe, especially when you've actually already asked the questions, Councillor Masood, to come here today. I don't want to take any more questions. Councillor McGuinn, your question, please.
Yeah, I'd just like to reply to you there. We haven't been given the answers, that's the whole...
Councillor McGuinn, I'm not asking you to reply. I'm just making it very clear. I'm disappointed.
I'm speaking now, and...
Question time, please. I've got a question. If you haven't got a question, I'm going to... Because this is an important issue, it's a very serious issue. Yeah? And we don't want to...
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Please do not raise your voice at me. Have you got a question? You can.
Can I ask a question, please? Thank you. I would like to ask why he's... One question I'd like to ask is why he's saying he's answered the questions when he hasn't answered the questions. We ask questions and we don't get answers. So, here are my questions today that I haven't had answered. I want to know why the figures for ACS can't be given to council to show that the school is not viable. I've asked for these and I have not been given them. I've had emails from Councillor Masood and the Director for Learning, and they both said, when I ask, can you give me the figures to show why the school is not viable, I don't get an answer. The answer is, the school is not viable. Can I please have the figures to show why the school is not viable? It's a very simple process to give an answer to that, because the answers I've been given just go around in circles to say it's not viable. We need the figures, please. Secondly, in 2016, it was claimed that if the school closed, or part of the school closed at Almondbury, they would have to pay £3.3 million to the contractor. Can Councillor Masood please confirm that is true? Because this was in relation to the fight for All Hallows C of E school to expand its age range, and this was one of the reasons given for the council at the time in 2016 to oppose that move. Does that still hold true, that if part of the building's closed, will they have to pay back that money to the contractor? Another question I'd like to ask, and hasn't been asked by myself, so I haven't had an answer. Has the possibility of asking King James to move to the Almondbury Community School been mooted? I know it's a strange question. Has it been asked in this consultation? I don't think it has. Okay. Going back to the consultation we had when the junior school was under threat. Well, in fact, it was closed. The support for the school was 86% of respondents wanted to keep the junior school in its location, and instead it was moved to the high school building after the consultation. Okay, so obviously something's gone wrong. So I would ask what support was given to the flagship All Through School, which was created in 2015 by the Education Authority. What support was given to that school? Can you give me a point by point answer, clarification? What happened? Why did it go wrong? Obviously something's gone wrong. What has gone wrong? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McGuinn. Councillor Ahmed, do you want to respond?
Thank you, Councillor McGuinn, for your questions. Yes, you did ask a number of questions around Almondbury School in terms of the viability and the financial non-viable stuff. I've been given the similar sort of answer to Council by myself and by Joanne Sanders in relation to that. In terms of your question about the support, a number of support has been put in place with the school by our staff to support them as much as they can in terms of getting whatever they could. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. If you want more details, I'm happy to get that for you on the email back to you. Sorry. I mean, the emails that I've got from you, I've tried to respond to them the best as I could and in the appropriate time as well. I'm not too aware of any other emails that you've sent me, unless you've sent them to Joanne Sanders directly. The ones I've got in front of me, there are a number of questions you've raised, and I've answered those questions, and you wanted detailed accounts. Unfortunately, you've not got that.
Thank you, Councillor Ahmed. Thank you for your questions. Councillor Manisha Kaushik, you got a question?
Thank you. Can the leader of the council please clarify what is going on with regards to the play areas? There are a lot of rumors going around whether play areas are being closed or dismantled. Can the leader tell me what the truth is?
Thank you, Councillor Kaushik. I can tell you what the truth is. Firstly, I won't listen to what the rumours are going around there. We are not closing any play area. I've had some emails this morning from Dewsbury East, and I can say on the record that we are not closing any play areas in Dewsbury East, or for that matter, anywhere in Kirklees. In fact, we are actually investing £9.5 million of our resources to make the play areas better. So I can't be any more clear than that. Thank you, Councillor Kaushik. Have you got a supplementary?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, Development Management Compliance Strategy. Is that?
Thank you.
Naheed.
Okay. This report outlines a strategy for the effective and efficient use of planning enforcement priorities and actions to match the expected uplift in development activity resulting from the local plan. The information required to take decision is included in Section 2, especially Section 2.4 and 2.5. And I ask my colleagues to approve the adoption as a council policy, the development management compliance strategy, and authorise its implementation.
Are we okay to approve that, members? Thank you. Item 8, investment in Dewsbury Sports Centre. Is that Graham?
Chair, thank you. As Cabinet well knows, we have a capital investment allocation of £2.5 million for Dewsbury Sports Centre over the coming years. This is the first tranche of that capital investment, and it's to improve the change of facilities which are now tired and old. Cal, as our partner, will also be investing capital to improve other parts of the facility, primarily to the reception area, which is also due an upgrade. It's important that we ensure our change of facilities are fit for purpose and provide users with the best possible facilities. A modern, welcoming reception area will not only enhance the customer experience, but will make the process of entering the building easier and more efficient. We need to get this programme of works completed this summer, as we anticipate an increase in footfall due to the closure of Spenpew Pool, as we start the £15 million investment programme later this year to replace Spenpool. Every effort will be made to minimise disruption during the works, however some disruption is inevitable. This is a good news story and demonstrates this Cabinet's commitment to ensuring as best we can, given still shrinking budgets, that we have the best facilities we can for our people. Chair, I ask Cabinet to approve this investment in Dewsbury Sports Centre as the first part of the wider refurbishment of the facility.
I second that. Any more comments? We okay with that? Thank you, members. Item 9, Corporate Parenting Strategy. Councillor Viv Kendrick.
Thank you, Chair. I'm really happy and encouraged to present the strategy to Cabinet. I have to say there needs to be one slight amendment before I get to the point of asking you to agree it. Whilst I've signed it as Vivian R. Kendrick, underneath it says my name is Viv Kennedy. I haven't changed my name. Okay. Can I just say a great deal of this strategy has been developed by listening to the views of children and young people, and listening to their views and priorities, and pages 34 and 36 give a bit of flavour of that. You can see lists of some of the issues that children in our care raise with us. The corporate parenting strategy is the responsibility of all councillors, all officers, in fact the whole council, and involving our partners in delivering the best for our children in care and care leavers. Each elected member and officer has a duty to deliver on our parental responsibilities, And I will be particularly asking Cabinet colleagues in the near future to look at and question how the services within their portfolios contribute and support corporate parenting. That includes the leader. In addition, directors and heads of service will be invited during the coming year to attend corporate parenting board to inform how their services can and do support corporate parenting in Kirklees. This strategy as a draft has been shared with Children in Care Council, Care Leavers Forum, Children's Scrutiny, Safeguarding Children's Rights, Corporate Parenting Board and so on, and a lot of the issues raised and amendments have been taken into account in producing this final document. Ofsted previously pointed out that we didn't have a strategy, and whilst we needed to address this omission, that isn't the key driver for this. It is simply to coordinate the work and to provide the best outcome for our children and young people, and to provide a clear route map for us to follow and measure how we're doing against those outcomes. So I would ask the Cabinet to approve this strategy as presented at item 7 on page 31, please.
Mr. Do you want to second that?
Yeah. I'd like to second that. Thank you.
Thank you, members. We all agree to that, and I commit myself. You mentioned the leader. I'm fully behind the Councillor Kendrick. You know, to get all this. Are we all okay to agree with that, members? Thank you very much. Item 10, post 16 education outcomes report. Councillor Ahmed.
Thank you, Chair. This is the first report. Sorry, this is the first time a report outlining post-16 education outcome has come to Cabinet. The summary report comes with a full appendix which looks at all data in detail. Most students post-16 attend 3 main colleges: Kirklees College, Huddersfield New College and Greenhead College. The excellent performance at these institutions is mainly responsible for the excellent results overall. 98% of learners attend good or outstanding provision in Kirklees overall post-16. The overall results picture is very positive. A-levels, vocational, technical courses and apprenticeships all perform well above regional and national averages. On the vast majority of measures, Kirklees is in the top quartile. Progress is very good and recent GCSE performance is very strong. Not only do our young people perform superbly post-16, they are also very likely to be engaged in the employment, education or training. Our overall NEET figures are amongst the best in the country. The overall picture is excellent and there is a strong base from which to target those small number of areas where performance is not as positive. Thank you, Chair, and I really welcome this report. It's a very positive report that we've actually got, and just to acknowledge the hard work the colleges are doing.
Councillor Kendrick, do you want to make a comment?
Thank you, Chair. I would take people to page 64, the first sort of paragraph under the first bullet point, where it says performance on the vast majority of metrics is significantly above regional and national averages and statistical neighbour averages on the vast majority of metrics. So it's really saying that the data we've got about how well our young people in this age group are doing is way, way better than nationally and our statistical neighbours, tricky to say, and it's a really good news story. However, it doesn't hide the fact that there are some issues that need to be addressed, and I welcome the report and I would agree with the recommendation that the Director of Children's Services, in consultation with the portfolio holder, look at how we look to improve those places that need some more help. But it is really a good news report.
Thank you, Councillor David Sheard.
Probably wasn't for the officers to put it in the recommendation, but when we get a report like this that shows how well they have done, and it's not, remember, it's a team effort from the schools and from our officers, I think it would be churlish for us not to say we thank them for the work that they've done and mark that in this cabinet report. So I'd like to add to the resolutions that we pass our congratulations on to all those involved in achieving this result.
Behind the film marks, actually.
Yeah, I just think it'd be wrong for us not to say when we get something good. We're quick to point out when we get something bad. But I think when we've got a good result, we should be passing on our congratulations to everyone involved in it.
I completely agree, Dave. Like Mr. said, this is the first time this performance report has come here. And reading the report, we're actually in the upper quartile. What that basically means that Kirklees, in terms of the post-16 education, is 25%, top 25% in the country, which actually is really, really good news. And that's only possible after years and years of hard work. So it's not just something that's been produced. Although Dr. Phil Marks is here and he's just started very recently, but it's work that's gone on for years and years and years. And one of the things that I've just sort of picked up on is further down the key stages, our performance isn't as good. So can you imagine if you up that performance in terms of GCSEs and key stage 2, 3, 4, what the outcome will be at post-16? We'll actually go beyond the quartile if there is such a thing. So for the record, completely echo what my colleagues have said, and can we also put on record our thanks to the whole of the school system, the junior schools, the nurseries, the play schemes, the colleges, in terms of doing a fantastic job, and we hope that we can actually continue to actually even be better. Thank you, member. Are we okay to approve that? I think that's it, isn't it? Is that it? Right, members, thank you very much. That's the end of the meeting and the end of this year's meetings. And I'd just like to say a few words. I didn't plan this day, but I saw you there. I know you're stepping down, and hopefully not retiring. And thank you very much for all your support throughout all these years. But I'm sure you'll be around. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, members, thank you very much.